the Good Info Cafe, where we meet each day for nectorious music, marinated fun, tender hope, and crunchy, big, serious, helpful concepts. Also, there's some other adjectives up there that I'll test out. Ambrosial, nutty, wholesome, fine, refined, saucy, buttery. I like buttery, maybe buttery music. Delectable, delicious, crispy, zesty, succulent, spicy, peppery, chocolatey. I like that one too. Ripe and tender. Because this is the Good Info Cafe, where we have thoughts for food, because people don't live by bread alone. So it's what type of music. It could be, what did I say? I like the buttery music, or chocolatey fun, zesty hope, and ripe, big, serious, helpful concepts. I guess ripe would be if it was right in the current events. We're going to have it's Friday, so we're going to have the Friday jam, the weekend jam. So I'll give you time to go get your percussion instruments, or just hear, or clapping, or clicking. And once again, what I talked about yesterday, we need a music appreciators. So if you don't sing or play percussion, then appreciate the music. And like a choir, the church choir, they need to have a sound person, somebody to record, possibly, do lights, programs. There's so many things you can do if you love music, but you really can't carry a tune. I say about 80% of the population can carry a tune. So if you're in the 20%, you're still just as valuable. So same with percussion, singing, etc. I'll talk about level 2 in January 2019. I think I have a good idea what January is going to be. Thank you for all those viewers. So maybe I say viewers because it says you have this many views. And I get at least 20 to 40, unless it's a special one like the Oh Holy Night one from December 23rd now has 145. So I'm trying to spread that one. Am I still? Yeah, I also got this. So I got another sale, I think, yesterday. So then the subject is lying for today. And always the subject is put through the processor, the iFlap processor. Okay, so any subject, we can deal with anything. And there's a Good Info Cafe, and there's adjectives describing food and the things that we do here. There's your definition from yesterday. So because we have iFlap, we can handle anything. So lying is the subject. Miscellaneous. Or the question of the day is, why is Jerusalem so contested for 4,000 plus years, completely destroyed twice, conquered 40 sometimes, and countless attacks that have done damage but have been repelled, etc. Changed hands peacefully twice, my research says that in 4,000 years, Jerusalem changed hands twice. What is that? Ownership, twice peacefully. So why is Jerusalem so contested? It's not on the water. It does have a water source, the Gihon Springs, that is fresh water, but that's even lower. They had to get it to go up onto Mount Moriah and the Temple Mount. It is between the Dead Sea and the Mediterranean. Is that right? It is the crossroads between Asia and Europe, and Africa and Europe, Asia. So maybe that's definitely a factor. But also the valleys have written God's name on it with the Canaan Valley, and then the one in the middle that's been filled in, and the one on the other side makes a sheen that represents God's name. So that could be a factor. And then discovering my birthmark. So ever since discovering what my birthmark looks like. I'm not saying just yet. I've been praying for peace for Jerusalem and Israel, which means for everyone also. But it's through Israel for the kingdom of God on earth and the second coming of Jesus and the redemption and the restoration. So I'm praying more because of the shape of my birthmark that is confirmed that it's 80 to 90% like a certain structure thing, and I haven't found anything it looks more like, and I haven't found anything that this city, anything naturally occurring that looks more than my birthmark like the city. But if it does, that'd be cool too. That means that person, maybe God's asking them to pray for Jerusalem and Israel. And then my grade is going to be for you viewers. I'm grading the viewers for this 2-month content testing, where I have now about 48 people who have come a couple times, not necessarily counting somebody who just shows up once, but people who have come at least a couple times or a lot, is around 40, almost 50. And so I'm giving you guys a grade. And of course the grade is based on this rubric. See? This is how you get an excellent, a good, an average, a below average, and a what? And that's an A, a B, a C, a D, and a failing. And here's the concepts, but you know, it would be hard to freeze the video and really see these. But that's what all these grades are based on. And then the I flap. That was a phone call. I'll talk to him later. His dad, the one who's calling, his dad is a street preacher, and boy, do they have a lot of courage to get out there, because there's so many haters out there and spitters. They spit on them, but it's only 10% who attack and spit. And, you know, they hate God and they say God doesn't exist, so they're very dogmatic people. So using iFlap, it's a process. You send it through this, and you get value of any subject. All right, so I'm going to start the jam soon. So lying. Everybody lies. I've talked about this before. By age, whatever, 2.5, 3, 4, when they say they didn't eat the cookie, but they did, because then they didn't get in as much trouble when they said they didn't eat the cookie. And the parents believe them, and then they get away with it. And they're like, oh, I just lied, and I didn't get spanked, or I didn't get put on a timeout. They learned that. So everybody lies, and anybody who says they don't is a liar. Although I did have a 10-year-old who I was pretty close to believing hadn't really lied much when I challenged my 6th grade class at the middle school. So find the pulse. Oh yeah, the person who just called that I lent me this, and it says Middle East on it. So there's the pulse, but I don't want to hold it, because that. There's your pulse. You go off, do your jam. Now you keep the pulse and I'll jam. It's all about making sound. Oh, wait. So those with the guitars. So my grade for lying is, you got, no, not for lying, for you guys, for viewers, you get an A on the continuum, an A. And in January is going to be feedback on how to take it to the next level and how to financially support this. Thank you.